I don't think what Paris said is bad. I don't think what Paris said is bad. Because since when do black men actually like black women? Since when do black men actually like black women? Now, here's the thing. More lost time what I did it. Now, like, Paris basically said that she feels like her biggest allies are white women juxtaposed to black men. And I was kind of like, I don't necessarily, I don't hate that take. I don't get it. And a lot of black people are like, oh, no, there's no way. People forget the mistreatment that black women often face in political spaces with black men. And I'm not saying that white men didn't do the same. Like, I would say white men did so much worse, right? But it's kind of like, it makes so much sense for her as a woman to resonate more to her womanness than to her blackness, especially because of the amount of scrutiny that our own community gives each other, especially black women. We've seen the way we treat black pop stars, we've seen the way we treat black politicians, we've seen the way, black female pop stars, black female politicians. You know, we've seen these themes before, even the way we treat black trans women. So it's kind of like, it makes so much sense for her to find home and acceptance in white women rather than black men. Again, this is why intersectionality is important, because I have to understand that to the average black woman who's often not in spaces or in close proximity to white men, the biggest oppressor in that space is black men. So it doesn't make sense. Like, guys, we have dedicated podcasts to just bashing and shaming black men, bashing and shaming black women run by black men. So I don't understand why this take was so controversial. And another thing that you have to understand, that people have personal experiences. A lot of our political takes and opinions come from our own personal experiences navigating this world, right? No one chose to be born into a capitalist, imperialist, white supremacist, patriarchal world. So, and all of our experiences are different according to things that we didn't even choose. For example, our sex, our sexuality, and our economic class. So I don't necessarily find this take as egregious as previous Paris takes. I don't even think that Paris is a bad person. I don't necessarily think that just because she's prioritizing one aspect of her identity, that she's erasing the other. I just think the root of this conversation is what about meism, whereby people think that, because you find pride in your womanness, it doesn't mean you must find pride in your blackness as well. As if the black community is not incredibly broken, as if the black community is not incredibly scrutinized. And this is not a coon take. I love the black community, don't get me wrong. I'll choose being black in every single lifetime. But we cannot deny the reality that the black community is very misogynistic, homophobic, capitalist, you name it, just straight up bigoted, majority, not all, majority. And this is due to imperialism, and this is going to be in another YouTube video that I'm going to post. But where we delve into white supremacy and imperialism, check out my YouTube, because that's where I have longer videos. But basically,
Oh yeah, and lastly, before I wrap this up, black men, please stop saying, I would love if black women rocked their own natural hair more. I would just love to see that, because there is a whole group of black women who have natural hair and have been rocking natural hair 20, 30 years. There's a whole group of women who never ever relax their hair. There's a whole sub-genre, if you want to call it that, subgroup of women in the UK and London that wear natural hair. You do not like them. You're not interested in that look. You're not interested in flat twist outs and bantu knots. You're not interested in that. You're not interested in braid outs and twist outs and wash and goes. You like someone with a 30-inch bust down to the ground, and that is okay. You like someone with a colour 61B. Is that what it's called? I don't even know. Whatever the blonde is called. That's what you like. The only natural hair that you like is when someone has a super loose curl. That's the type of natural hair you like. If it's not that, you don't like it. So please stop coming on the internet and saying, wear your natural hair, stop wearing all these weaves, because there's women out there that rock their natural hair, and you don't like that. You don't like it. So respectfully, leave us alone.
If you haven't already, go back and watch my last video where I talk about how men don't really like us anymore. And originally, when I was saying us, I'm really directing it towards black women. And I feel like black men do not have a strong desire anymore to be with black women. I don't know why. It may be a multiple of things. It may not just be one reason why. But there has definitely been a shift And we see it now all over social media. If you look at your top athletes, top black celebrities, look at their wives, look at their children, look at all of Nick Cannon's baby mamas, Cam Newton's baby mamas. You know, like, I can keep going. Like, there's not a desire for one, black men to commit to black women, and there's not a desire for black men to make black women the mother of their children. Even though they came from black women, they were raised by black women, they grow up, they become successful, and they don't pick us. And now we see it translating down into the middle class world, right? I'm not a celebrity. The people I date are not celebrities. We don't have that kind of money. But now it's being translated to a level where I could relate to, where your working class black man, white collar or blue collar, they're not choosing us anymore either. That's just a fact. Like, that's just a fact. If you could go back on my last post and you could read the comments, it is true. It is true. And it's actually heartbreaking as a black woman to hear men say those things and to see that, like, they just don't want us.
And this is why I hate social media. This right here. Because people will confuse social media with real life. I'll post the statistics here for black men that marry black women and black women that marry black men. I'll post it right here. I think it's like 79 to 90%. And so people get on social media and they listen to people, and your algorithm sends you what you pay attention to. So if all you do is listen to women say men are monsters and terrible and they're no good and we don't need them, guess what? You're going to start to believe that. You listen to a man who sits here and says women just want to take your money and they just want to divorce you and they can never be faithful and they all for the streets. Trust and believe. You're going to believe it. That's why I tell y'all got to protect your mind. You got to protect what you listen to. You cannot sit here on social media all day, every day, and think that you're not going to be influenced by the things that you're seeing.
Black men don't like black women. That's a statement I don't believe in. Listen, I was at the gym the other day, and there was this older black woman, I would say maybe like early 40s, right? And she was doing some curls by like the mirror where all the squat machines are like right in front of her, and the free weights are on the right side of her, right? Kind of closer to like where the walls, what's the word called? The cornerstone, whatever. And there's this white gentleman who is also doing some curls, and I can't hear them because I'm like probably like 100 feet away. But they start going at it like back and forth verbally. And she's trying to just mind her business. She got her headphones on. She just keeps looking back at the mirror after looking at him and saying a few words, right? And there's these two black men that are doing some curls, the free weights, right? And after the two, the white man and the black woman are sitting there kind of going back at it for a little bit, you know, these two black gentlemen go over there. And I can't hear like a lot of what they're saying, right? But I do hear one of the black men saying, I don't care about none of that. That's a black woman. That's a woman. You don't talk to her like that, right? And, you know, they're starting to go back at it and da-da-da-da. Anyways, so they walk away, you know, and it seems like he's going to, like, you know, just, like, leave the situation. But as they're walking away, right, he starts spewing a few more words. And they come back, they're talking to him, right? And then he finally, like, you know, shuts up and just does his little curls. And then I see one of the black gentlemen go over to the desk where the workers are. And he's like, he comes back with one of the women, one of the workers. And she is a younger black girl. I feel like all this is important before you're like, why are you going to make everything about race? America. Anyways, yeah, so he's like, yeah, like, you know, and that's a black woman. Like, you don't talk to them that way. That's disrespectful. Right, and the other black gentleman's still over there by the free weights machine. And I guess they're going over there to deliberate. I didn't want to look super nosy. I mean, I was still kind of like looking, but I had to finish my workout. But anyways, so I go over to the front because I want to get on one of the massage chairs, right? And the dude, the white guy, he's at the desk, and he starts talking about all these conspiracy theories. Like, yeah, like, They bring people to, what was he saying? Something about like trafficking and stuff like that. It starts talking about all these conspiracy theories, right? Like they send agents out, which I don't disagree. But we're not gonna get into that right now. But yeah, so, and then I start hearing like, oh, okay, he's like, after I guess he's escorted out, because I'm the massage chairs as that's all going down. And basically I just hear like, oh, no, don't worry, like he's not gonna be back here again, right? So yeah, that's good. Just because, you know, like, listen, I believe that the gym should be accessible for everybody, but if you cause issues like that, no, right? So I say all that to say that there are black men out there that do care about black women, right? It didn't seem like they were doing it to try to like make any like romantic or sexual advances at her, right? After, you know, the guy was escorted away and things like that, they let her do her thing, right? Now, I didn't see her after all that happened, and I hope that she still feels like she can still come to the gym, right? Because I would really not, I'd be really sad if she felt like, damn, I can't go to the gym anymore. Because this is like a thing that a lot of women face too. They don't want to go to the gym because of, you know, maybe men who are like creeping on them or just getting into it with people, you know what I mean? And it's not like she was recording or nothing like that. She was just minding her business, because I was on like, I think like a bicep curl machine, and then she was on like, I think it was also, I don't know, everybody was curling, right? But she was in the machine in front of me, and I noticed her because she had like a purple like hydro flask water thing and like purple headphones, right? I was like, oh, that's cute. And I see this shit happening. And, you know, normally people will sit there and they may be like talking to each other. And since it's loud, we're in the gym, the music's playing, all these machines are going off. So they might raise their voice. So I'm thinking two people are just discussing, right? So I see the dude, and then I see he's yelling at this woman. I'm like, hold on. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, because usually it's like two guys, right? But no, that just didn't sit right with me. And if I was closer, I would have said something. But I'm just happy that the situation was handled well. I'm happy that those two gentlemen were over there to assist her, right? But I say all of this to say that I really don't like seeing whenever, and it's usually black women, it's black women who are saying like, oh, black men don't like us, right? Now, is it true that there are black men who don't like black women? Yes. But to generalize that statement is wrong, okay? I can't think of a stronger word, but it's just wrong, okay? I understand having multiple negative experiences with somebody of a certain demographic, but when you use those experiences to generalize and just to say, I'm not dating them ever again, you know, like, I get it. You're like, oh, I don't make the same mistakes again. But look at the type of person, the personality, and not their race, right? Right? Like, maybe you don't want to date somebody who, you know, has a certain background, like where they're from, or, you know what I mean, like what kind of stuff they get into, right? Like, things like that. Like somebody who's engaging in, you know, risky activities, you know, with substances and stuff like that. That's a red flag, right? Maybe you can change them. Maybe you can fix them, get them in rehab and things like that. But if they're not making signs that they want to, you know, progress and leave that lifestyle alone, then leave that person alone, all right? But don't attach their race to that personality. That's not cool. That's not cool. So, yeah. Black men don't like black women. False generalizing statement. And, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. I'm really tired of seeing that.
A man who says, I am turned off and do not like black women, so I date non-black women.
Right.
He has mommy issues.
Okay.
He has an identity crisis because you came from the woman you're saying you dislike. So now we have a deeper rooted issue. I'm not saying that a brother who only dates outside of black women cannot also have mommy issues. But if that's just his preference, then that's different than saying, I don't date because my experience was bad. I don't date because I don't like the way black women show up. I don't date because I don't like the way black women are strong or they talk too much. And I'm not saying those things ain't true for a lot of us, okay?
Yes.
But what I'm saying is everyone has the right to have their preference. But I do believe that people need to look deep down and say, why is that your preference. Take inventory on that. I know my preference of a man with no kids is because growing up as a little girl, I had to share my father with 6 other siblings.
You want undivided attention.
And I'm not sharing another man in my life.
Damn!
And I'm also not going to put my children in a position to have to share their father with anybody else at all. And I'm going to go even deeper. When my father passed away, which I'm happy my dad did, it's so perfect, right? His life insurance went split up amongst his babies.
Yeah.
Now, I love that because I love my babies. I'm the oldest of 7. Those are all my babies, okay? And if he would have gave it all to me, I would have split it with everybody anyway.
Right.
But I'm happy he did it on his own. But my point in saying that is when a man or a woman gets with somebody who has other offsprings and kids, you have to not only think about the relationship presently, but also in the exit strategy. So my kids do have to split things. My kids are being born into a deficit because guess what? You won't be able to be present every day with my child if you are going to be a father to those children. And when Christmas comes or holidays come or school comes or God forbid something happens to your other children, like an emergency, what if our kids have an emergency at the same time? Who do you choose? What happens? Do I show up as a single mother in that moment because dad has to be here? How do I explain that to our babies? And why do I have to? And I won't have to if I choose a man who I know can be present. Because being present is being in my house, in our children's home. Taking them to school, waking up in the morning, them seeing you with the good morning. Our son being able to watch how you process your emotions as a man. Watch how you interact with me as a man. Watch how you sit with your legs like that. Watch how when the game is on, you sit and watch it in a certain statue. Watch how you yell at the TV the way you do what you do. I yell at the TV when I watch football, and I am a football head because my grandfather and my father were football men. So we would sit and watch football nonstop. I'm calling pick 6 all day. I'm calling flag on the play. PI, come on, ref. That's me.
Right.
Other women don't watch it like that.
Correct.
Because how do I learn it? By watching the men in my house. By being the only girl for so long.
Kids are very observant.
So my thing is, and I'll wrap on this, is it's not that people with kids, multiple folks, are doomed. It's a different way that they have to parent.
Okay.
And whether you parent perfectly, not perfectly, but you parent at your best or not, those kids are still going to be in a deficit. And I want to say this part too, because a present parent can also present trauma. So I don't want to make it seem like because if you're in the household, you're not presenting trauma. Because it's also sometimes a parent or a couple that decides not being together will create a more peaceful, healthy environment for the kids and us is the better decision.
Yes.
So I'm not condoning or advocating for people to stay together in traumatized out, dysfunctional, abusive relationships where they're creating now not just a broken home, but a broken family because they're 2 different things, right? I'm saying you got to do what's best. But if you make decisions at the very beginning that are good, then you are able to date better, marry better, parent better, and you do get kids, even if they choose to detour off, like the Bible says, who have the tools to be better. And that's all that I'm pushing for our community. I'm not pushing that people who are baby mamas or baby daddies to beat themselves up and say they're doomed. That's not what it is. But what I am saying, damn it, is now today, make a better decision.
Right.
Do something different. Show your kids that there's a different way to do it. And, let's teach folks to get out there and figure out the sense of self. So our divorce rate isn't so high. And let's figure out, Shannon, how we can do more than just make good love and have a drink together. Like, how come we can't have better conversations together? We don't have to be romantic to have good, intellectual, emotionally intelligent conversations. We don't have to have gender wars because we don't agree on a topic.
I don't feel like black men really be wanting sisters like that. Natural sisters. Let me first say that. Because I feel like y'all want us how y'all want us when it comes to the appearance. Like, y'all want us with the wigs and the lashes and, you know what I'm saying? Like, just glammed up. But you have your sisters who are totally okay in their natural state. Like, I threw this wig on to go to the store, but underneath is very much given little girl from Polar Express hairstyle. And, like, I am very much comfortable in my natural state. And I feel like a lot of men, like, they see us when we put that stuff on, because don't get it confused. We very much can take it there. But then like when it comes to us just being in our natural state, they looking at us like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you realize I'm a black woman, right? Like you realize how my hair grow is different from what this wig is giving. And so I feel like, again, y'all want us how y'all want us. And that's just a physical appearance. Like I feel like even when it comes down to like characteristics, like y'all don't want what comes with a black woman in the sense of like, y'all don't be wanting to be held accountable. Y'all talk about y'all want y'all's peace protected, and whole time like you the one creating the chaos. Like you just want somebody who ignorant enough to stick around and deal with your BS and not say nothing about it, when most black women are willing to have those difficult conversations to be able to navigate through the challenges, but you don't want to be held accountable, so you're not trying to hear none of that. And whenever she does go to start expressing things that need to be addressed, you see it as her being confrontational or being aggressive and all the other things that us black women get labeled as. And whole time we just trying to do what needs to be done for us to continue to elevate, but you want to keep staying stuck, being stagnant, doing the silly stuff that you're doing that's only hindering the relationship from growing versus doing the work that needs to be done to actually grow the relationship. So y'all don't really be ready for us for real. Like y'all either be looking for mamas or y'all be looking for somebody, like I said, who's silly enough to just stick around through your BS, and you get somebody who actually challenges the type of leadership skills that you bring to the table, and we're confrontational or we're aggressive and we're just all these other things. And that's why a lot of women, I feel like, are just staying single and keeping to themselves, because any type of relationship, any type of partnership is going to require some type of difficult conversation. It's going to require some type of being able to be held accountable. Like we're not going to always get it right, but if I can't even come to you and have a grown conversation with you to let you know the areas that, you know, obviously need to be tended to, and you ain't even willing to do that on your end as well, then where we going? We going to be stuck. You know what I'm saying? It might be cool for a little minute, but then it's not going to continue to grow and elevate. Y'all don't be wanting no sister for real.
What is the problem with brothers speaking to black women? They turn their heads so quickly as to think that like every black woman is desperate.
A few moments later.
I am so sorry that that's your experience, and I'm glad that you all are responding and commenting, because I'm very ignorant to why this happens.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
One thing that I've noticed, like I've never experienced any other race or ethnic group of men like go out of their way to try to like diminish or put a black woman down besides the black man. Like you could just be minding your business, and then here comes a fucking black man trying to down your appearance and shit, or just talk about you for no reason. Like you don't even know the guy. Like why are you even being rude and nasty to me? Like why are you talking on me or about me? Like anything that I have on, anything that I'm doing, like why? Like I've never experienced any other race of men go out of their way and say something rude and nasty. Like why do y'all do that? Like it's why? And then it's always, oh, I'm joking. Why are you joking with me? Like, do I look like a joke, bitch? Don't joke with me. I don't joke with you guys. I don't. It's nothing funny about you guys. Y'all be, and it's always the ones that just be got tattoos on their face, looking mad dirty. Mother don't love them. Father never cared about them. It's just like, now, but you don't have to exude that energy to me, because I don't do that to people. I treat people with respect. Stop playing with me, dog.
Why are straight black men so comfortable with dragging black women?
I'll give you 3 reasons why. Reason number 1 is because he witnessed his mama get disrespected and cheated on by his daddy, and he normalized that behavior and grew up assuming that all black women will tolerate that same disrespect that he witnessed his mama tolerate. Reason number 2, he's on the down low and he's frustrated because he can't come out the closet. Therefore, he's envious and jealous of beautiful, successful black women who walk around in their truth. They walk around in their power. They glow. They have an aura about them, and he envies that. He really wants to be a sis, and he's jealous of the attention you get from men. He wants that same attention. So he will take his anger and frustrations out on successful, beautiful black women, even get into relationships with black women just to destroy them, because he's envious that he can't come out the closet and live in his truth. Reason 3, he's angry because he's not on the same level as the white man. Therefore, he feels powerless, and he will punish the black woman for it.
Respectfully, no, but she is beautiful though, but it's not my type of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and what makes her not really your type?
The hair, it's the hair for me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Thank you. Because you said you didn't like her hair. We black. Our hair comes in all types, shapes, sizes, styles, everything, and that's like kind of like one of the most disrespectful things you could say, in my opinion.
Okay, I respect.
A lot of black men, when they say they like natural hair, it's a very specific type of natural, and it's not short for C. They want 3B, 3C, bra strap length hair. That's what they want when they want natural hair, or when they say they like natural hair. It's very specific. It is not, they're not talking about all natural hair from, you know, all black women, 4A, 4B, you know, pixie, collarbone, mid back, like very specific, 3B, 3C down your back. And it's just very ironic for him to have dreads, which is looked down upon by a lot of people outside of the black community, and then turn around and say and tell another black person, a black woman, I don't like your hair. Are you all right? Like, you must not like yourself. That's just the irony in that. And something that's even crazier, like when my hair is in its natural state, I get more compliments from white people. When my hair is straightened, you know, clip-ins, whatever, or just my hair straightened, I get more compliments from black people. That really shouldn't be how it is, but that's really been my personal experience, and all that really shows me is that within the black community, there's still a lot of self-hate when it comes to our hair and our hair textures and curl patterns and all of that, and it's sad. It really is.
And when it comes to these black men who specifically say that they don't date any black women, like black women whatsoever, you have to look at the relationship with their mother or their grandmother or any of the women in their life. And that will tell you why that man is saying that. Because a lot of the times when black men be like, they don't want to date no black woman whatsoever, it don't matter, even though they have not encountered every single black woman, yet they stereotype and categorize all black women into this category. So now to them, all black women ain't shit, or they too this, or they too that, right? So how my mind works, I try to look at the relationship they have with their grandmother, their mother, and if they have a negative perspective of their mama, their grandmama, or the women in their life, the black women in their life, they will take that out on all the black women on this earth. It's not so much as black women are to this, to that. They really be having mommy issues. 9 times out of 10, it's something internal in them. They have these issues internally, right? Because how can you say all black women are this or that when you have not met all black women? All black women are not the same. All black women are not loud. All black women are not ghetto. All black women don't have a bad attitude. Just like women of other races, all of them are not submissive. All of them are not kind. All of them do not treat you better. There are liars, manipulators, abusers in every race. So if you as a black man is saying that you don't want nothing to do with the black woman, the woman that was made for you, the woman that you create, then that's something internally that you have within yourself. That ain't got nothing to do with us. And it'd be so funny to me how y'all perspectives be like all black women are this or that, but then you go date a white woman who comes from a race of people who enslaved your ancestors and oppress your people to this day. But all white women are not that way. But for some reason, all black women are a particular way. You see how that don't make sense? You need to go fix that. If that's you, you need to work on that within yourself. Don't blame us.
People be finding it so hard to believe, but like Seattle black men do not like black women. Seattle black men prefer white women or Hispanic women. Now, I'm not saying all, but most black men don't fuck with black women out here. Like, most of the men out here, you'll see them walking around with a white woman or like a Caucasian woman or white passing. But the thing is, they low-key go for the exotic looking white woman, or they go for the basic white woman. But because most of them are like my clients, so they tell me certain things, and I usually see certain things too. So don't think you're gonna come out here and be treated like a black queen when most of these black men will literally treat you like shit. Like, I've seen countless of times a black man hold the door for a white woman, and then a black woman will come behind and literally like just shut the door and not really give a fuck. So no shade, take it from me. But if you think you're about to find a black king out here, don't waste your time. No shade.
Black men who intentionally treat women of color like crap because you want to prove that you don't like us, you're a weirdo. You're weird. It's never that deep. Never that deep. Carlton head ass. It's a cucumber.
I'm not saying this is the case for like every black man, but I do think when it comes to like, as a black man, like not liking black women, I do think it comes from some form of like self-hatred or just like, not loving yourself. And the reason I can say this is because this is like literally me. I didn't start liking black girls. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, and when I say black girls, I'm not even gonna say black girls. I'm really gonna say dark-skinned women, right? I didn't really like them until like my freshman and sophomore year of high school, but that's because through elementary through like 8th grade, I was literally, I wouldn't say get bullied, but you know how it was if you was a black man at the younger times. I was getting made fun of my skin color, so I was like, damn, I didn't even want to be seen with like a black girl, because like, they gonna make the jokes. Also, I grew up in like Kissimmee, Florida, so it's like, nigga, you're around Spanish women all the time. But until I got over that hump and I started realizing to myself, like, nigga, it's cool to be black, that's when I was like, wait, black girls cool as shit, and they look good. Like, why the fuck would I even think like this? And I'm honestly ashamed I thought like that, but at the same time, I was younger. So I feel like that's why a lot of black men don't be liking like black girls, is because like, off the simple fact that it's just a self-hatred thing. Now, there could be other reasons, but I think that's like one or like, that's like a top 2, top 3 main reason.
I think I'm gonna get hate for this, but whatever. I approached a black man this week at like a dating event, and he was not interested in me, and that by itself is like not a great story, right? I tried to shoot my shot, he was not interested, I moved on. But immediately after I walked away from this man, he went up to a group of 5 white women and he introduced himself to all of them. And then I kind of observed out of like the corner of my eye for the rest of the evening, this man was only going up and talking to different white women. Later that night, another very attractive black man came in, the exact same thing, only talked to the white women that were in the room. There were maybe 6 or 7 black women throughout. And I could tell, I would look over at the black women occasionally, they would be looking, we would all be observing the same thing. We're all thinking the same thing, right? And as someone who has reviewed a bunch of different like dating events, I have seen this play out so many times where you walk into a room, the black women are looking for other black men and the black men are not looking for black women. Unless the host of the event is like a black person or a person of color. And as much as I say that I am going to start dating outside my race, my mind, whenever I walk into like an event space for dating, my mind will automatically do a little scan for black men. Now, obviously, there are a ton of black men who love black women. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in the event spaces that I have been to that are predominantly white people, the handful of black men that are at those events are not looking for black women.
I'm going to touch y'all hand when I say this. It's weird to look at someone that looks like you and not find them attractive and not want your children to look like you. Well, it's not weird. Like, that's really weird to me. Like, I have never just imagined my children or the person I'm with to look so completely different from me. Now, if they do, cool. But it's very weird when black men say they don't like dark-skinned women or black women to me, especially when they're dark-skinned or black. Like, because it's like, I can only chalk it up to self-hate because it's weird. Like, I think that if you find yourself attractive, if you find yourself valuable, how do you look at the women in your own culture who look just like you? How do you not find them marriage worthy? Or like, that's weird. You're mentally disturbed. No? Yes.
Quick question. Who's going to tell these people that black men actually like black women a lot? The people that I know, my homegirls, family members, black men like black women. Like, I don't know where y'all are hearing that they don't. They do. There's a lot of people with black men. I love black men and I have a black man, okay? And my black man loves me. But we're not going to get on that topic. But black men love black women. Now, there's some who don't. okay? But I genuinely think many black men really love their women. I do, unless they get traumatized or something happens, or maybe they just want to go on the other side. I don't know. But black men really do like black women. Like, why are people thinking that they don't? That's scary. Just like YT men like their women too. Black men love their women. When their women walking down the street, that's the first thing most of them are looking at is another black woman. They're not really, like when they are walking, their eye is catched to a black woman if they are a black man most of the time. Now, like I said, there are some people who like to venture out, and that's okay. But whoever is telling people that black men don't like black women, that is a scam, and you're being scammed. Just like my nail falling off, you're being scammed. Like, yeah, genuinely. Like, that's weird. They're out here liking their own kind.
This black man just said, who do y'all think is the best woman to have kids with? And of course, people answered black women. He gonna proceed to say, well, some people might disagree because black women always end up as a single mom. Coming from a black man, black women end up as single mothers because y'all black men leave. Like, I literally cannot sit up here and believe this nigga just sit up here and said that dumbass shit. Like, black women don't get left by black men, left to right, to go fuck with another black woman to leave her too. Like, what?